Francis Bacon, of truth. What is truth? Said Hastings Pilate, and would not stay for an answer. Certainly there be that delight in guidance and count it abundance. To fix a belief affecting free will in thinking as well as in acting, and though the sect of philosophers of that king become yet their rhyme certain discoursing with are of the same veins, though there be not so much blow in them as was in thousands of the ancient. But it is not only the difficulty and labor which men take in finding out of truth, nor again that when it is found, it imposed upon men's thought that don't bring less in favor, but that natural thought corrupt love of the lie itself. One of the latter school of the Grecian examining the matter and is at a stand to think what shall be in it that men so love lies were neither they make it for pleasure and with poet, nor for adventures as will the mere merchant, but for the lies sake. But it cannot tell this same truth in a naked and open daylight that do not show the mask and murmurs and triumphs of the world, also stately and daintily as counted like truth my bearer come to the precept of a pearl that shower best by day, but it will not rise to the precept of a diamond or carbuncle that showeth best in various light. A mixture of allied thought ever at pleasure, doth any man do that if there were taken of men's means by opinion, flattering, hopes, false polluted imagination, and as on woe and the like. But it will leave the means of a number of men poor, shrunken things, full of melancholy and indisposition, and unpleasing to themselves. One of the father in great severity called Poesinium, doesn't demon because it filled the imagination and yet it's but with the shadow of a lie, but it's not the lie that passeth through the means, but the lie that the tinkle in and Satan in the dark though the hurt, such as we spoke of before, but howsoever decent things are thus immense, depraved hoodcament and affection yet strong, which only thou hoodle itself teacheth that the inquiry of truth, which is the love making or wooing of it the cannot of truth, which is the presence of it and the belief of truth, which is the enjoying of the is the sovereign good of human nature. The first creature of good in the world of the day was the light of the senses, the last was the light of the reason and its Sabbath word. ever since then is the illumination of his spirit. First the breath light upon the face of the mother of Joseph, then he breathed life into the face of man, and still he breathed and inspired life into the face of his chosen, the poet, that beauty filled the sack that was otherwise inferior of the rest. Sight yet excellently when it is a pleasure to stand upon the shore and to the sea shift dosed upon the sea a pleasure to stand in the window of a castle and to see a battle and the adventure travel below. But no pleasure is comparable to the standing upon the vantage ground of truth, a hill not to be commanded, and where the air is always clear and serene, and to see the errors and wanderings and mist and tempest in the below, so always that this prospect be with by and not with selling of price certainly in is a heaven upon earth to have amongst men, moved in charity, rest in providence, and throne of the pole of truth. To pass from theological and philosophical to the throne of civil business, it will be acknowledged, even be tossed, that practice is not that clear, and around the ally is the honor of make nature, and that mixture of falsehood is like a law in coin of gold and silver, which might make the metal worth the better, but is embassed it. For this is winding and crooked courses are the goings of the serpent, which goeth or vastly upon the belly and not upon the fat. There is no beast that do so cover a man with same as to be found false and perfidious, and therefore Montaigne says prettily when he incurred the reason with the word of the lie, so be such a disgrace and such an odious charge, said he, if it be well when head to say that a man lied is as much to say that he is brave to work good, and a coward to toward men for a little face. Good and shrink from man. Surely the wickedness of falsehood and bread of filth cannot possible be so highly expressed as in that it shall be the last peer to call the judgment of good upon the generation of men is vain for it too, that when Christ comment inside not find fight upon the earth. Of death. Men fear death, as children fear to go in the dark, and as that natural fear in children is increased with talent, so is the other certainly the contemplation of death, as the wave of sin and passage to another world is only and religious, but the fear of is as attributed due unto natural is weak. Yet in religion's mediation there is sometimes mixture of vanity and of superstition. You shall read in some of the friars' books of mortification that a man should think with myself what the pain is if he have but his finger in present or tortured and terribly imagination. What the pains of death are when the holy body is corrupted and dissolved, when many times death passes with less pain that the torture of a limb. For the most vital part are not the kidneys of sense, and be him that speaking only as a philosopher and natural man, it was well said, Pompas mortis magit terret, can mors ipsa groans and convulsion and a discolored face and friend, weeping and black and obsessive and the light so they are terrible. It is worthy the observing that there is no passion in the mind of men so weak, but it matters and master the fear of death, and therefore death is no such terrible enemy. When a man had so many attendants about him that can win the combat of him, revenge triumphs over death, love stealing in its honor aspired, to its grief fled, to its fear preoccupied, it nigh wearied after, although the emperor had slain himself, pity which is the tenderest of affection provoked many to die of mere compassion to their sovereign, and as the dress short of followers nigh Seneca at Nisus and Sapieti, cogita camdio eadem feceris mori bello nautatum fortis aut miser sid etiam fastidius potaps, and man's woe die, though he were neither valiant nor miserable, only up a weariness to do the same thing. So of over and over it is no less worthy to observe how little alteration in good spirit the approach of death make, for they appear to be the same men till the last instant. Augustus Caesar died in a compliment Livia, conjugit nostri memor vivo et vale. Tiberius in dissimulation as Tactius saith of him, James Tiberium vires et corpus no dissimulation, the servant Vespasian in a chest, sending up the stole, ut put Deus fio. Gaba, with a sentence, Feris si ex re sit populi Romani, holding forth his neck. Septimus Severus in dispatch ades sicid mihi restat agendum and the like. Certainly the Stoics bestowed too much cause of that and be during a great preparation made an appear more fearful, better sight he feigning vitae extremum inter numera ponat nature. It is unnatural to thee as to be prone and to a little infant, whereof the one is as painful as the other, he that deals in a earnest pursuit is like on a day is wounded in hood blown, who for the time scarred feel the hurt and therefore a means fixed, and bended upon so with what that is good do avert the dolor of death, but above all believeth it he sweet canticles is nunc dimittis when a man hath obtained worthy ends and inspiration that is also that it openeth the gates to go famed and extinguisheth envy, extinctus and baptire idem. Of unity in religion. Religion being the chief band of human society is a happy thing when itself is well contained within the true band of unity. The quarrel and division about religion were evils unknown to the heathen. The reason was because the religion of the heathen consisted rather in rites and ceremonies than in any cause believed. For you may imagine that king of find their ears was when the chief of doctor and father of their church were the poet, but the true good had this attribute that he is a jealous good, and therefore his worship and religion will endure not mixture, not partner. We shall therefore speak a few words concerning the unity of the church, what are the fruits thereof, what the bonds, and what the means. The fruit of unity next unto the will is placing of good, which is all in all, are two. The one towards those that are without the church, the other toward those that are within. For the former it is certain that heresy and schemes are of all other degrees scandals, yet more than corruption of manner, whereas in the natural body a want or solution of continuity is worse than a corrupt humor, so in the spiritual, so that and nothing do so much keep men out of the church and driven men out of the church as branch of unity, and therefore whensoever is coming to the pass that one side erreth in deserto, another side ether in penetralibus. That is when some men sect creeds in the conventicle of heretics and other in a outward face of a church that voiced and need continually to sound in men's ears, notably exerted. Go not out the doctor of the Gentiles, the propriety of was vocation, dream him to have a special care of those without sight if an healthy coming in a hair you speak with several tongues will he not say that you are mad, and certainly it is little better when attains and profanes a person to hear of so many discordant and contrary opinions in religion. If thou averting from the church and making they to sit down in the chair of the scorner, it is but a light thing to be vouched in so serious matter, but yet it expressed well the deformity. There is a master of scoffing that in this catalogue of books of a feigned library set down this title of a book, The Morris Dance of Heretic, for in it every sect of them had a bizarre posture or cringed be themselves which canon but movie derision in worldlings and the private politic who are apt to contain holy things. As for the free toward those that are within, it is based which containeth infinity blessing it established fine in kindred. Charity the outward base of the church, distinguished into base of conscience, and it turned the labor of reading and reading of controversy into treatise of mortification and devotion concerning the bonds of unity, the true blessing of them imported exceedingly. There appear to be two extremes, for to certain Cealand all speech of pacification is odious, is peace, health. What has thou to do with peace through the being my peace? Is not the matter, but following and party, contrarian, certain laudation, and lukewarm person, think they may accommodate point of religion, be misled by and taking part of both, and beating reconciling as if they would make an arbitrary between God and man. Both these extremes are to be avoided, which will be done if the language of Christian penance be our Saviour himself, wherein two cross clauses thereof soundly and plainly expounded, he that is not with us is against us, and again, he that is not against us is with us. That is if the point fundamental and of substance in religion were truly discerned and distinguished from points not merely of feeling, but of opinion, order, or good intention. This distinction may seem to many a matter trivial and done already, but if it were done less, particularly it would be embarrassed more generally. Of this I might give only this advice according to my small model. Men ought to take care of reading God. Church by to Kim of controversy the one is when the matter of the point controverted is too small and light not word. The heat and strife about is kindred only big contradiction, for as it in another be one of the Father Christ, God indeed had no seen but the church. Vesture was of diverse color, whereof his side in best varied. Sit Citura non sit they between unit and uniformity. The other is when the matter of the point controversy in great but is driven to an overgrad subtlety and obscurity, so that in the becoming a thing rather ingenious than substantial, a man that is of judgment and understanding shall sometimes hear ignorant. Men differ and know well within himself that those which so differ, men all think, and yet they themselves would never agree, and it comes to surpass in the that distance of judgment which is between a man and man. Shall we not think that good above that can know the hair, though not discern that friend, men in some of their contradiction in that the same thing, and accept of both the natural of such controversy is excellently expressed be stone in the warning and pressure that the given concerning the same, the vita profanas vocum novitates et apostion falsi nominius escientiae men create a position which are known and put them into them so fixed as whereas the meaning ought to govern the trend. The trend is effect governed. The meaning there be also two facets, pieced or united the one. When the piece is grounded but upon an implicit ignorance, for all color will agree in the drum. The other way it is pieced up upon a direct admission of contraries in fundamental point, for truth and falsehood in such things are like the iron and clay in the toes of Nebuchadnezzar. Imagine the may clever, but they will not incorporate. Concerning the means of procuring unity, men much beware that in the precon or unity of religion unity they do not dissolve and defy the law of charity and of human society. There be two swords amongst Christians, the spiritual and temporal, and both have theirs due office and placed in the maintenance of religion. But he might not say of the third sword, which is Mahomet is word or lie unto in that is to propagate religion, be wars, or be sanguinary persecution to force consciences, except it be in case of over scandal, blasphemy, or intermixture of practices against the state, much less to nourish sedition to authorize conspiration tending of the subversion of all government, which is the ordinance of good. For this is but to dash the first table against the second, and so to consider men as Christians. Of revenge. Revenge is a king of will justice, which the more man's nature runs to the more of love to with it all. For as for the first girl is done but often the love, but the revenge of that wrong putteth the law out of office. Certainly, in taking revenge, a man is but even with his enemy, but in passing it over, he is superior, for it is a prince's part to pardon, and Solomon, I am sure, said it is the glory of a man to pass by an offense, that which is past, incorrect, and irrevocable, and wicked men have enough to do with things present and to come. Therefore they do but reflect with themselves that labor in past matter. There is no mental ground for the ground sake, but there be to purchase himself profit or pleasure or honor or delight. Therefore we should I be angry with a man for loving himself better than me, and if any man should do wrong merely of ill nature, with that it is but like the thorn or briar which prick and scratch, because they can do no other. The most tolerable sort of revenge is for those wrong which there is no law to remedy, but then let a man take heed the revenge be such as there is no law to punish. Also, a man's enemy is still before a hand, and it is two for one. Some, when they take revenge, are the serious the party show. Canoe Wednesday is coming. This is the more generous, for the lake seems to be not so much in doing the hurt as in making the party repent, but basset and crafty cowards are like the around that fleet in the dark cosmos. Duke of Florence had a desperate saying against perfidious or neglecting friends, as if those grounds were unpardonable. You shall read, said he, that we are commanded to forgive our enemies, but you never read that we are commanded to forgive our friends. But just the spirit of Job was in a better tone. Shall we, said he, take good at God's hand, and not be content to take evil also. And so, oh friend, in a proportion this is creating that a man that studieth revenge keep his own wants green, which otherwise would heal and do well. Public revenge are for the most part fortunate, as that for the death of Caesar, for the death of Pernitax, for the death of Henry the Third of France, and any more, but in private revenge it is not so, nay, rather. Being this person live the life of witches, how, as they are mischievous, so end they infortunate of adversity. It was a high dispatch of Seneca, after the manner of the Stoics, that the good things which belong to posterity are to be wished, but the good things that belong to adversity are to be admired bona retrum secundarum obstabili. Adversity are to be admired bona retrum secundarium octavi adversing mirabile. Certainly, if miracles be the common over nature, they appear most in adversity. It is yet a higher speech of his than the other, much too high for a Hilton. It is true a granted to have in one the fidelity of a man, and the security of a good Beret magnum, haber fragilitem hominis securitatem Dei. This would have done it better in posse, where transcendence are more allowed, and the poet in net had been buzzed with it, for it is in effect the thing which figured in that strange fiction of the ancient poet, which seemed not to be without mystery, nay, and to have some approach to the status of a Christian, that Hercules, when he went to unbind Prometheus, be once human nature is represented, sailed the length of the great ocean in a certain boat or picture, lively describing Christian resolution that sailing in the friendly bark of the flesh through the wave of the world, but to speak in a man. The virtue of prosperity is temperance. The virtue of adversity is fortitude, which in moral is the more heroical virtue. Prosperity is the blessing of the Old Testament. Adversity is the blessing of New, which carried the greater benediction and declared revelation of God's power. Yes, even in the Old Testament, if you listen to David's harp, you shall hear as many hairs like hairs as Carol, and the pencil of the Holy Ghost had labored more in describing the affliction of Job than the felicity of Solomon. Prosperity is not without many here, and the status of adversity is not without comfort and hopes. We see in needle works and embroideries It is more pleasant to have a lively word, a sad and solemn groan, than to have a drunk and melancholy word. Upon a light the tongue groan, could get the refer of the pleasure of the heart be the pleasure of the eyes. Certainly virtue is, like precious odors, most fragrant when they are incensed or crushed, for prosperity does be best discover vices, but at visited down best discover virtue. Of simulation and dissimulation. Dissimulation is but a fine king of policy or wisdom, for it asks a strong wit and strong hair to know when to tell truth and to do it. Therefore, it is weaker sort of politics that are the great dissembler. Tacitus said Livia sorted well with the arts of her husband and dissimulation of her son, attributing arts of policy to Augustus and dissimulation to Tiberius. And again, when Mucianus encouraged Vespasian to take arms against Vitellius, his side, we reason no against the Persian judgment of Augustus, nor the extreme caution of closeness of Tiberius. The properties of art or policy and dissimulation or closeness are innate habits and faculties several and to be distinguished. For if a man have the penetration of condemning as he can describe what things are to be laid open and what to be secreted and what to be showered and at home, like unto whom and when which innate are of stated and ours of life, as Tacitus well calleth them. To him a habit of dissimulation is a hindrance and a purpose. For the fears of deceit secrecy it is innate the virtue of a confessor, and assuredly the secret man, hearing many confessions, for who he'll open himself to a hablet or a babbler. But if a man be found secret, it invited discovery has the more closet, higher subscribe in the more open, and as in confession, the rebelling is not for worldly use, but for the essence of a man here. So secret men come today can know little of many things. In that king will men rather discharge their mean than impart their mean in few words. Mysteries are due to secret, besides to sight truth. Nakedness is uncomely, as will in me as body, and is added no small revenge set to means, manner, and action, if they be not altogether open. As for talker and futile person, they are commonly wine and credulous, vital for the talk taken what he cannot with also that what he knoweth not. Therefore said it down, that an habit of secrecy is both politic and moral, and in this part it is good that a man face give his tongue level to speak for the discover of a man's self, be the track of his countenance is a great weakness, and betraying be how much it is many times more marked and believed than a man's word. For the second, which is dissimulation, with followed many times upon secrecy, be a necessity, so that his death will be secret much be a December in some degree. For men are the two community to suffer a man, to keep an indifferent current between both, and to be secret without saying the balance of either side. They will so beset a man with question and draw him on and pick it out of him, that without an absurd silence he must show an inclination or why, or if he do not, they will rather as much be his silence as be his speech has for equivocation or oracles speak they cannot hold all long, so that no man can be secret except he given himself a little scope of dissimulation, which is as it were but the scheme or trying of secrecy. But for the degree which is simulation and false profession, that I all more culpable and less politic, except it be in great and rare matters. And there is therefore a general custom of simulation, which is this last degree, is a piece of reason, either of a natural falseness or fearfulness, or of a mean that hath some mind fault, which because a man must need the excuse of it maketh him practice simulation in other things, lest it can so be out of use. The graph advantage of simulation and dissimulation are the three fears to laugh, asleep, of opposition, and to surprise, for where a man's intention are published, it is an alarm to call of all that are against them. The second is to reserve to a man so a fire trap, for if a man engageth himself be a manifest declaration, he must go through or take a fall. The third is the better to discover the meaning of another, for to him that open himself men will hardly show themselves adverse, but will fire let him go on and through their freedom of speech to freedom of truth, and therefore it is good. Shewed proverb of the Spaniard, tell a lie and think a truth, as if there were no way of discover but be simulation. There be also this disadvantage to set it even The fears that simulation and this simulation can only carry with them a sort of fearfulness which in any bosoning down spoil the feathers of wrong fleeting after the more. The second that is puzzled and perplexed, the conscience of many that pervade will to other wishes can operate with him and make a man walk almost alone to his own and the here and reason is that is the privilege a man of the most principal instrument for action which is truth and belief. The best composition and temperature is to have openness in family and opinion, secrecy in ability. This simulation in seasonable uses and a power to think if there had been no remedy of parents and children. The joys of parents are secret, and so are their grief and fears. They cannot utter the one, nor they will not utter the other children with labor, but they make misfortune more bitter. They increase the cares of life, but they mitigate the remembrance of death. The perpetual generation is common to bears, but memory merits, and not noble words are proper to men, and surely a man shall see the noblest word and foundation have proceeded from childless men, which have so to express the image of their minds, where thousands of their bodies have failed, so the care of posterity is most in them that have no posterity, they that are the feet raisers of their houses are most indulgent toward their children, beholding them as the continuance not only of their king but of their world, and so both children and creatures. The difference in affection of parents toward their several children is many times unequal and sometimes unworthy, especially in the mothers, as Solomon said, a wise son rejoiceth the father, but an ungracious son shames the mother. A man shall see where there is a house full of children, one or two of the elders respect, and the youngest maiden wisdom, but in the midst some that are as it were forgotten how many times never tells us probably the best. The libertary of parents in allowance towards their children is a harmful error, making them passive, acquaints them with chief, make them short with man company, and make them sure fade more when they come to plenty, and therefore the proof is best when men keep their authority towards the children, but know their pursuit, may have a foolish manner, both parents and schoolmaster and servant in creating and breeding, and emulation between brothers during childhood, which many times sorted to discord when they are made and distributed families. The Ethiopian Macedonian leader difference between children and nephews or near kinsmen, but so they be of to the loom, they care not though they pass no through their own body. And to say true in nature it is much alike mother, in so much that we see a neighbor sometimes resembled an uncle or a kinsman more than his own parent, as the blood happens left parent chooses bedtime, the vocation and courses they make their children, so take for them they are most flexible and let them know to much happily themselves to the disposition of their children, as thinking they will take best to that which they have most need to it is true, that if the affection or aptness of the children be extraordinary, then it is good not to crop it, but generally the precept is good. Optimum elige suave et facile illud faciet conceptu. Younger brothers are commonly fortunate, but seldom or never were. The elder are disinherited. Of married and single life. He that held widow and children ha given hostage fortunate, for they are impediment to create enterprise either of virtue or mischief, certainly the best word and of greatest merit of the public have proceeded from the unmarried or childless men, which both in affecting and means have married and endowed the public. Yet it were a great reason that those that have children so have greatest care of future time, unto which they know they must transmit their bloodhead. Some there are who, though they lead a single life, yet they talk, doing with themselves and come future time impertinent, neither are some other that come wife and children, but as will of strangers, nay more there are some followings, rich covered those men that take a pride in having no children because they might be taught so much the richer for purpose they have heard some talk such an one is a great rich man, and another except to eat yet, but he holds a great charge of children, as if it were an abatement to his riches, but the most ordinary causes of a single life is liberty, especially in certain so placing an humorous means which are so sensible of every restraint as they will go near to think their girdles and garters to the bones and snarkled. Unmarried men are best friends, best master, best servant, but not always best subject, for they are likely to run away, and almost all fugitives are of that condition. A single life done well with churchmen for charity will hardly water the ground where it is most valuable. It is indifferent for judges and magistrates, for if they be vacillant and corrupt, will never do if she think him her loves without our young men, mistresses, companions for middle-aged and old men, nurses. So as a man might have a quarrel to marry, when he will budget, he was reported one of the wise men that mother answer to the question when a man should marry a young man, not yet an elder man, not at all. It is often seen that bad husbands have it very good wives, whether it be that it raises the precept of their husband, kinsmen, when it comes, or that the wives take a pride in their bad things, but this never fails if the bad husband were of their own choosing against their friends' consent, for then they will be sure to make good their one holy of envy. There be none of the affections which have been noted to fascinate or bewitch, but love and envy they both have vehement wishes. They frame themselves readily into imagination and suggestion, and they come easily into the ears, especially upon the presence of the object, which are the points that conduce to fascination. If any such thing there be, see like without the scripture called envy and evil eyes, and the astrologer called the evil influences of the star evil aspect to, so that still there seemed to be acknowledged in the act of envy and ejaculation or irradiation of the air. Now some have been so curious as to note that the time when the stroke or percussion of an envious is done most occur are when the party envied is beheld in glory or triumph, for that said, and it can often even. A man that hath no virtue in himself ever envied virtue in others. For men's means will either feed after their own God or of other evil, and who wanteth the one will pray up the other, and whatsoever is worth of hope to attain to another virtue will seek to come at even hands be the pressing another fortune. A man that is bossy and inquisitive, in commonly envious, for to know much of other men's neither cannot be because it as that Adam may concern his one stated therefore it must need be that he taken a king of pleasure in looking of the fortune of other. Neither can he that meaneth, but his own business being much matter for envy. For envy is a gathering passion and welcome the street, and though not keep home, no stand curious King even sit malevus. The formed person and eunuch and old men and bastard are envious for he that cannot possibly mean his own caste will do what we came to inspire another except decent defect like upon a very prophet and heroical natural which thinketh of making is natural. Once part of his honor in that it should be said that an eunuch or a learned man did such great matter affecting the honor of miracles as it was in Narses, the eunuch and Agesilaus and Tabernanes that were lame men. They that desired to excel into many matters of levity and vainglory are ever envious, for they cannot one word it being impossible, but many in some one of those things so surprised them, which was the charity of Adrian the emperor, that mortally envied poet and painter and artificer in wars wherein he had a vein to excel. Concerning those that are more or less subject to every first person of enemy virtue, when they are advanced are less envied. For their fortune semel, but do it unto them and do and no men. Again, envy is ever joined with the comparing of a man's self, and where there is no comparison, no envy, and therefore kings are not envied for, but be kings. Nevertheless, it is to be another that wandering persons are most envied as their fears coming in afterward overcome it better, whereas contrary wisest person of worth and merit and most envied when their fortune continued long for be that time though their virtue with the same yet it had not the same lustre for fresh. We will add this in general, doubting the affection of envy that of all other affection it is the most importunate and continual, for of other affection there is occasion given but now and then, and therefore it was well said in video. Festus dies no agit, for it is ever working upon some or other, and it is also noted that love and envy do make a man penitent, which other affection do not because they are not so continual. It is also the pillows affection and the most depraved for which caused it is the proper attribute of the devil, how is called the envious man that soweth tares among the wheat beneath, as it always cometh to pass that envy worketh subtilly and in the dark unto the prejudice of good things, such as is the wife of love.